Okay, we're taking a little bit different turn now. Now we're going to find the measure of the theta, or the angle that's indicated, and then at the end round to the nearest tenth. So if you're right here, if you're from the viewpoint of that angle, you're going to label those sides. So that side's opposite. And remember, the side opposite, this is always hypotenuse. So that means that the side touching the angle that's not the hypotenuse is the adjacent side. So think back to the 6 trig functions. Which trig function, that also happens to be on your calculator, uses the ratio opposite or adjacent? So think about what we just did. Before we did any of the problem solving, I labeled what the sides were, meaning opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. And then I stopped and give some thought, which trig ratio uses the opposite and adjacent, or adjacent and opposite? Well, hopefully you came up with tangent theta is opposite over adjacent. And then you can fill in those pieces. So let's see what I've already done. Yeah. So tangent, here's the opposite side, here's the adjacent side. So remember a few videos back, we now need to get the theta by itself. That means we need to cancel the tangent. Well, remember, anytime we need to cancel anything, we do the inverse operation. Inverse of multiplying is dividing. All right, so that just gives you an example of meaning inverse operation. Well, the inverse of tangent, you can write like this, inverse tangent. That's what that raised -1 means inverse operation, but you're going to have to do that to this side. And then you're going to type that into your calculator. Well, it'll look more like this. Second tangent, 11 divides 16, enter. And when you do that, you get this rounded, so you put the squiggly equal sign, curved equal sign, because that means approximately, and then 34.5 degrees. That's all there is to it. But the really key thing, I cannot emphasize this enough, the very, very key thing is from wherever the theta is, from the viewpoint of the theta, make sure you're labeling and then come up with the trig function that uses those sides that are given. It's always the given sides that you want to think about. All right, that's it for this one.